Hey guys, welcome to Brad's Crazy Life. What we're going to go over today is what to expect when you want to become a truck driver, what you're going to have to do, the schools you're going to have to pick from. You can either go do it yourself or you can go to a truck driving school just like I done. I went to a company in Jacksonville, Florida that was recommended to me. Now, there's a couple things that's going to have to happen once you decide you want to become a truck driver. For one, you need to make sure that your motor vehicle report is clean. You need to make sure that you don't have too many speeding tickets, anything along those lines. As long as you got a semi-good driving record, pretty much any company is going to be able to hire you. As long as you don't have like 2 accidents within 5 years, you don't have 3 speeding tickets on your record or anything along those lines. Now, what I did is I was a CO, and I was wanting to make more money. Now, I hated being locked up all the time and going to the same place every day. So I was like, well, I love to travel. That's what I like to do. I like to I like to just get in an RV or bring a camper and go where I want to go. So I figured, you know what? Let's try truck driving. I said, at least I'm not going to see the same thing every day, do the same thing every day, and maybe I might like that. So, was the best decision of my life. I make more money now. I provide my family more, and it all started by doing what I'm fixing to tell you to do right now. Now, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to apply to the school. Now, like I said, I went to a school down in Jacksonville, Florida, and I applied, and then they asked me if I was going to have to use the hotel. The hotel, I believe, is $750, I do believe, and they actually add it to the bill, the loan payment, and they combine it all into one. Now, I didn't have to do that. Thank God I have friends that live in Jacksonville, Florida. I had a guy that had a spare bedroom, and he let me stay there an entire 3 weeks while I was there. Scott, you know who you are. Thank you very much, brother. You was able to provide my family with financial stability for a long time. Now, when you show up to the truck driving school the first day, now I lived on the east side of Florida, or the west side of Florida, on the Gulf side, and I had to drive all the way to Jacksonville my first day. So I drove all the way to Jacksonville, and I finally got to the school, but it took me like 2.5 hours to get there. And you prepare to do what you're going to do. Now, you're going to get a speech from the different instructors on what they expect of you and what you're going to be doing. Now, the first week, I highly recommend you go ahead and pass your not your CO test, your driver's test, your CDL test on the computer through the DMV. It makes things a lot easier because there was guys that the first week while you're doing that training, had to take that test 2, 3, 4. There was one guy that took it like 5 times. Me, I passed it the first try, but that was lucky. I had like 3 or 4 questions, away that could have swung it either way. But there's 3 parts. Now, the first week that you're in training, you're going to be doing strictly book work. That's it. Book work, 100%. You're going to have an instructor up there. It's going to be telling you the guidelines on everything, how a truck's supposed to run, air brakes, what the different functions of the truck's going to be, everything from how you get up in a truck to how you drive the truck to how you back up a truck, everything that is paperwork related that is not out in the field. Now, all this planning and teaching and all that stuff, all this does is prepare you to take the test. Now, because I've been studying it for 4 days, when I went down and took the test, I was able to pass it the first try. And then move on, get my test done, and move on to the driving portion. Now, once you get done with the first week, you're going to be put into a truck. Now, I will have a picture of what I look like on the first time I ever drove a truck, and I'll put it up in the corner. But what you do is, for one, you try to get with a group of people that you actually familiar yourself with, because there's a bunch of things during training. For one, driving a stick in a truck is completely different from driving a stick anywhere else, like a regular common vehicle. Everything that we learned was on 10 speeds. You know, they want you to double clutch everything. But the worst part is the downshifting, because downshifting, you have to rev the motor up to a certain RPM. You have to clutch it in, shift it into gear, and then clutch it again and pull it back into gear, all at the same time. And that's really difficult for somebody that's never done it before. I know it took me almost till testing to get it to almost perfect, but I'm a perfectionist. I like doing things the right way the first time. So I went out there on extra trips just to make sure that my downshifting is fine. But you're going to learn all your trucking skills. You're going to learn your backing skills. The first thing that you're going to do once you get in a truck, you're not going out on the road. Of course not. Their first week, you're going to be doing paperwork. Second week, you're going to be doing backing skills. You're going to be out on what they call the pad. Now, once you get out there on the pad, you're going to learn straight line backing in an automatic. Not a stick, in an automatic. And you're going to learn how to go straight back. That's all you're going to do. Now, once you learn how to go straight back, then they're going to kind of throw you a curveball. Then they're going to try to tell you, you're in this lane. I want you to pull the truck up a certain way, and I want you to back into another slot, just like if you were changing a trailer on a dock. If you were dropping a trailer and then pulling that trailer out to go to another dock, it's basically what they're going to try to do. And then another thing they're going to make you do is they're going to show you how to parallel park, and the different angles that you need in order to parallel park, where you could get your truck parallel park if you needed to. Personally, me, I don't have to parallel park. I've never done that before. Not out in the field. I always find either a truck stop, because I drive nights, so during the day when I stop, I'm able to just find a spot. But most of the time, you don't have to parallel park. But and then the third thing is basically like putting a truck into a dock. They set up cones and they make you do a 90-degree turn into a dock. And that's actually one of the more easier things to do. Because you got to imagine there's, as you're trying to back, you got to learn how to angle it just right to get it in to where you're not hitting another trailer, hitting the trailer you're trying to get it in, just like you would be getting to a parking space. Now, the third week is a combination of doing your pad work and doing your road test. Now, when you are doing a road test, there is going to be people that are from Kenya that have never drove before in their life trying to drive a truck for the first time. They don't even know what a stick shift is. And these people will pull out in front of traffic. These people will endanger you. So you better make sure when you're going with people, you make sure it's people that you really trust, on a little, that you've been around at least, or that know how to drive, because you've went to lunch with these people. Because the worst thing in the world is to have an instructor have to manually pull the trailer brakes in order to stop a truck, because a driver will not listen. And I really don't understand how these drivers make it through school, but somehow they do. And then the fourth week, you got your testing. You're going to be tested on everything that you've been going over. You've been going over your pad work. You've been going over your driving skills, your inner city driving, highway driving, how you get on and off on ramps. And you're also going to be tested on your pre-trip inspection. Now, your pre-trip inspection is the hardest part of anything you learn, because there's so many parts to that truck, and you got to know what each individual part of that truck, that tractor, and that trailer has on it, and what to inspect for, and why you need to inspect it. Now, if you have any comments on the video, like, share, and subscribe. Over and out.